don't think you can see it, huh?
Just make sure you don't kind of see my head at me.
I'm gonna turn the camera around on him because people don't believe me. I was trying to say about the cat, like wanting belly rubs. Look. Head straight down.
Then you went for his whole belly, you got his back.
Look at his claws, look. Jesus, he's a whore. What do you see this here? I'll turn the camera around. I'll turn this bloody thing around. He likes a good old belly rub. Huh?
Do you feel it up now? He rolls on his back. Is he fucked?
He is a little whore. Because he, look, see once I start scratching his belly? That's him. Ah! Ah!
He's teething now.
He's, he's not teasing anymore.
He's only a year. If you make me.
He's not teasing anymore, the wee shit. He's...
I thought he left his leg there. I thought he went with his leg.
Right, you little shitbag, that's enough now. Look at the claws on him, like. Look at that.
I'm sure like on the white floor like.
All the white stuff you see on the floor isn't Colombian powder. It's actually flea powder. We're going to be a bit, well, Becky's going a bit OTT with the flea stuff. Actually, what?
What?
So what's the crack on YouTube then? Fill me in. How the fuck do you get out of this? What is this filter shite here? There we go. What?
Steak slices.
What is that, like just chicken?
Texan style steak slices.
Yeah, for a sandwich it would be nice, like.
Don't need to eat it.
I'd eat the steak, like. Anything that's cooked, I'd eat. Anything at all that touches this cat. Look. Goes in there. Look at this, look. He's going into hyperdrive, look. He's going into hyperdrive. Stevie boy, what's the crack? Just playing with my pussy here. Solway, what's the crack, mate? Hope you're well. Were you on a few last night? He, you came in last night and he says just back from the pub. Because I was doing a live last night with Sean. And, Solway came in and was like, just back from the pub. What's wrong? What was that? No, it wasn't. What? Really?
You see it though?
Didn't see anything. Are you serious?
Yeah.
It was on the whiskey, and Chasers passed out. Fair play, mate. Fair play to you.
This has been watching them.
I don't see them.
It's just being on my phone.
Why do they not come near me? Look at them.
He's got squat.
Oh no, you can't do that now, like. You can't do that now. Were you steaming, mate? Did you get pissed?
And I put it on the bed and sleep on it.
Put what in the bed? You wouldn't want to get that powder. You wouldn't want to eat it, like. You'd end
I
up.
couldn't give a fuck about it.
I know you'd die though.
Oh, the hair's come off.
I don't know how people can do that, right? There's people that can drink a couple of whiskeys or a couple of beers. See if I drink a drink, like don't do like if I start if I had maybe beers, I'd have a few beers, it'd be all right. Like, but see if I start drinking whiskey, that's me. I'm on it for the foreseeable future. It has to be an Irish thing because whenever I go over to England, I see like English people like drinking, having a few here and there. I can't do that. Whenever I drink, I have to drink. So what's going on YouTube? Fill me in on all the mad shit that's going on YouTube. I didn't see it. No.
I did.
A lot of people did Solway. I remember I didn't really drink through any of the lockdowns. Spirits are to be exercised, not drank. 100%. So I can't drink vodka anymore. I lose the head on vodka. Like I properly, like if I drink vodka, if I started drinking vodka now, what time is it? What time is it there on the phone?
Twice 10.
So it's 20 to 10 now. If I start drinking vodka now, by about 10:30, I've drank.
You'd be fighting with me.
Well, I wouldn't be fighting with you. When have I ever done that? No, there was that one time where I fought with everybody. That was because I took cocoa malts and vodka at the same time. You're making me out to be a bad drunk here. When I'm actually a very good drunk. But it's only when I drink vodka does my head explode. But if I mix that in with cocoa malts, like the time I had had the toothache, took cocoa malts and drank vodka and Red Bull. And I had to get a lift home. I got a lift to your brother's in the police car. I was that fucked.
Look, you beating my car.
I feel bad about that night, to be honest with you, right? I've never forgot about that night. That was a pretty bad night. I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell the story about that night, right? So I, right, so I get, right, so there's a hobbit, right? There's a wee fella around this area, right? I'm not going to say his name, but he's a wee hobbit, right? He's a wee hobbit. And he's not an actual diagnosed
Don't go in.
midget or anything, but he is. Let's call a spade here. he's a wee fucker, right? And he had a thing for Becky, right? And I knew he was trying to worm his way in, right? Anyway, cared, but I didn't care that much because he's a hobbit, right? So we're heading out for a night out. I've got a toothache. I take how many cocodamols? 3 cocodamols, and I drink a 10 glass bottle of vodka, right? And Red Bull. So I'm absolutely bluttered, out of my mind, before I even go to the bar.
Don't think it's up to 10 glass now.
Well, close to a 10 glass, close to a 10 glass of vodka, right? So I go to the bar and start drinking more vodka and Red Bull. I see him. He comes over to me and says hello to me with his normal sized mate. And me, being the cunt that I am, I set the pint on top of the wee fella's head. I'll never forget it. I set the pint, or the glass that it was holding. No, I think I was drinking Tennent's. And I said, no, Harp. No, what was it? Guinness. I set the pint of Guinness on top of his head. And I asked him what the fuck his problem was. And then it was all going to kick off because I wasn't going to hit him because he's a fucking hobbit. And that's illegal. But I was going to hit his normal sized mate who looked like a right cheeky cunt sitting staring at me. So we go out the front, we go out the back of the bar anyway. I'm ready for a fight. Full of codeine and vodka. Rightly so, he's coming on to my missus. Right? But it's true. This is a true story. I'm not lying about anything. This is a true story. And anyway, there's a bit of a scuffle. I lose the heads. I start kicking cars. The police show up. Right? I'm not proud about this part. I'm not proud about this part. The police show up. The lady cop is eyeballing me. Right?
I got a message.
Right. I've never been an abusive person in my life. This is me doing the monkey thing. I have to fucking stand up for my woman, even if she is trying to be stole by, like, a hobbit's trying to steal my missus. So I have to do the monkey thing, right? So the lady cop gets out of the car. She looks at me. She wants to put me in handcuffs and take me to the drunk tank. I'm not having it. I won't even speak to them. What am I like though? People think that I'm lying. Do I speak to cops? Ever? Drunk?
You expect me to be the same.
I don't speak to the police. Don't go near them. Don't want anything to do with them. They make me feel uncomfortable. Not right. They tell me they're gonna take me to the fucking station until her brother. Until her brother goes, no, don't be taking him to the station. He's from Liverpool. Take him to my house. He can come to my house. He's alright. He's just drunk. And I actually think your brother had my back. He says to me the little hobbit started the fight.
Anyway.
He did anyway. He had my back, right? So the cops anyway take me down to his house. I'm embarrassed now, right? Because I'm getting out of a cop car. And I'm thinking to myself, if somebody sees me getting out of a cop car, they're gonna fucking kneecap me, like. Anyway, that's how stupid I was back then.
Get that fucking cat out of me.
I get out, wake up the next day, and then Becky didn't speak to me for 4 days. There you go. So that's why I don't drink vodka. Half pint hobbit. Saying that there, I bet you the wee bastard's got a fucking cracking right hook on him. If he had a hit me, he would have just sparked me clean out. And then I would be telling the story of I've been sparked out by a hobbit. I was never going to hit him. It was his mate that was normal size. Fuck up. But I set the pint on top of his head though. I think that was really cheeky. Like I used him as a stool. I can never forget that. And he just looked at me with these wee beady eyes, his wee fingers and his wee hands, and it was... Fuck. I'm a bad bastard, like. I've had so many mad nights like that.
He wants out. Look at him. Don't really.
I know. He's alright, just let him sit there. He's alright.
He doesn't. He's like. He's crying about before.
I know, I think he does. It's too warm for him in here, isn't it?
Show him. Show him.
Right, okay, right. What do you say this here? Right, this isn't Colombian powder lying on the floor. This is flea powder. So that's flea powder. Where's the cat?
Zoom in.
Can I zoom in? Oh, can zoom in.
Puppy. Puppy. Puppy.
He's look. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. No, he's not dead. It's all right. Oh shit. Paddy Conroy's watching. He's seeing this one eye. Here, speaking about that, I seen some mad video on TikTok. Would you hear this here, right? So it was about Freemasons, right? So I've been going down this rabbit hole because obviously I'm watching Paddy. I'm just a all-out conspiracy theorist now, right? So I was watching a bit of Paddy Conroy and I went down a bit of a rabbit hole in regards to Freemasons. See if you get two crucifixes, right? Put them together, push them together, and then turn them upside down. You've got the symbol of the Freemasons, which is like, if you know, satanic. Isn't that mad, isn't it? What I'll do is, I'll post it in my other channel, Holden Official Backup, because I post all the mad shit there, and I'll let you see it. I couldn't believe it, seeing it on TikTok. Two crucifixes, upside down, and then the two long parts pushed together is the symbol, is the Masonic symbol. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or not, like. There's Lucifer. Just as a talk about Freemasons, Lucifer jumps in the chat. Holy fuck. Easy G. Hope you're keeping well. Lucifer's Mountain Man still on YouTube. I haven't seen much of Mountain Man lately, like. Compass is their symbol with all the all. Aye, but yeah, but how they make the symbol, I'll have to show you. I'll post it in my other channels, Stevie Boy, right? It's two upside down crucifix, two upside down crosses, pushed with the two long parts pushed together, and the three sides touching, makes a Masonic symbol, which technically is satanic because it's an upside down crucifix. Isn't that mad, isn't it, like? I have to stop watching that man because he's turning me into a full blown conspiracy theorist. What, like, to look back at what happened between Mountain Man. Do you know what? I haven't heard from Nick in months. So let's give a bit of an update on Nick. I haven't spoke to Nick in months. I texted him there last month on Instagram, and it's not like I'm not to get back to me. I'm not going to give away his location. He's in a nice place, but he he moved away. He got away from all that, which I told him to do, and he done that. And hopefully he's all right, like, because you know, haven't heard from him, like. Here, do you want to hear one, right? I can't say who it was, but a person that I know very well was at an old Freemason hall, and they were doing a bit of filming, and the Freemason hall wasn't read out, like, it was still just sitting the way it was. This was in Belfast, and they went in and they found like boxes full of swastikas, and they found like outfits and stuff, like cloaks and shit, and he thought it was maybe like a prop for a movie, but it wasn't. Nobody had actually filmed in this place before. It was the original. Nobody had opened that box in years. Do you remember his comments? Holy fuck! Like Nick's comments. If you like, you think his comments are bad, you want to see his emails. Well, I hate to say it, Lucifer, right? I don't want to rehash old wounds here. Do you know what I mean? You know I always stayed neutral, but I could have told you that, mate. I seen that from a long shot. I seen that way off because what I was telling Nick in the background is let people speak, let Mountain Man have his say. Like I've got no beef with Mountain Man. Like for you know, I wish him nothing but the best. Like, but what Nick was when Nick was speaking to me, and he'll say this himself if I ever see him again, hopefully I do. I actually miss speaking to Nick. That he was able to speak calmer to me behind the scenes, but whenever he went on a live, it was just chaotic. Do you know what I mean? Like he would get very emotional. He would get really fucking upper class. I was like, Nick, you can't be using big words here. Like most of these people, I can't even understand what you're saying half the time. But whenever you listen to him, he was believable. That's why you have to understand, Nick found it a massive betrayal. You had like he was paranoid because he thought his old friends were conspiring against him. He never said that about me. He knew that I wasn't doing that, but he thought that Jay, the masked detective, had turned their back on him for another person, like dropped him like a penny. And I says, look, you can't think like that. But obviously, you know, it was a little bit like that, and I felt bad for him. That's why I always had his back because I believed him. And then I got contacted a couple of weeks ago by a fella who wanted to come on and talk about Mountain Man, and I said no because, well, not that I said no. I don't think I said no, but I just sort of was like, no, I don't really want to get back into that anymore because, you know, it was just chaos. Like, you know what I mean? I know exactly where he is, but I would never be saying, ever. Even if somebody started to torture me, I would never give away his location. Yeah, like the Mass Detective too. I he's doing his own thing. I think he realized that YouTube, the algorithm, is only designed for drama and chaos, and he had some good things to say, like him and Nick could never be close because Nick babbles, where the Mass Detective's straight to the point. He's going to tell you what he thinks, and I don't think he turned his back on Nick. He just couldn't be bothered with all the shite, you know. Yeah, like, I miss those days. I remember those days. Like I suppose it's only a year ago, a bit longer now, but you know that was brilliant. Like people forget it was me and the Mass Detective in Video Craig. I have that took down. I'll never re-upload that, or I'll never make that visible. But it was me and the Mass Detective that talked about Video Craig first. But Video Craig contacted me to come on. Whatever happened to your guy, your fave demon? He was doing really well. Do you remember that? Your fave demon and me came on at the exact same time. He was the guy that wore the weird mask. He was going on the fighting trolls, and then he done an interview with Sean Atwood, and he just left. He was supposed to do one with Video Craigie, but he just left. He went to prison. Your fave demon went to prison. I think he was somebody that we know. I don't think he left. I think he wanted to show his face. I think it's somebody that we know. But he was making waves, like he was gaining traction. He was a good editor too. Well, that was one of the things when it came to Sean Atwood, right? Like, it doesn't really matter if you like him or you hate him, right? He's got a big channel, and on my other channel when I was putting content on a Plumcast, I made a video and I says, look, what's a geezer doing with coming up to 1 million subs, fighting with people that have like 1,000 subs, or even worrying about somebody that has 1,000 subs? What's the point of it? There's no point of it. There's no point in it. Um, like obviously you can have a bit of crack, like, but you're always like if you're coming up to 1 million subs, no matter if Jesus comes back now, right, and creates a YouTube channel, he's gonna get trolled. Do you know what I mean? You could be Mother Teresa, you're gonna get trolled. It's just the way of life. But you know what's really strange to see, right? So you've got Atwood that never was outspoken about you know who, about DH, right? I'm not gonna say his name. And DH is actively slating him right now, like saying that he's involved in all the chaos. Why the fuck would Sean Atwood want to even get involved in that? Sean Atwood's about the views. It's a business. He wants to make money off YouTube. Why would he want to get involved in somebody's campaign, whether it's to help him or to, you know, or to go against them? It doesn't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense. Just that other guy's just pawned life, like. Do you think how many people know about the Cali Diamond situation though? I followed that. I was watching. I followed that whole thing from start to finish, right? And obviously, looking back at it now for what it is, I mean, I have to say what I think. Were people working on emotion? Because people were trying to make out as if there was this woman who was highly disabled, didn't have cognitive functions, couldn't make decisions for herself, when it was the complete opposite. She was very cognitive. She knew exactly what she wanted, and if anything, the only person in that situation that was emotionally immature was Sean Atwood. But then off the back of that, you have to understand that he created Sean Atwood with that situation created one of the first faceless channels, Chancer. And what I'll say is, I watched a couple of Chancer's videos. He's a very, very good editor. He's got a couple of good points, but was it coming from the Scottish angle? Was he being paid to troll? Was he one of the first paid trolls? I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just building the channel. I think he was good, but he was the first faceless channel. He was one of the first ones to create a channel to try and out a YouTuber. Now you've got hundreds of them. I'm sure it is, James. I mean, it was what 20. What was that? What's the highest I got up to today? 27. Probably about 40 degrees in London. Peggy,
Yeah.
what was the highest I got up to today?
27.
About 27 degrees here. I like Chancellor too. Like, but I speak to Sean. Like, I like Sean's true crime stuff. I think a lot of people are. I suppose maybe that coincides with what uh, Solway saying. Maybe he would have had more subs if that didn't happen. But Sean's got a big American audience. I don't know. I don't think, like, think about it, right? Just say he was a seedy, dirty person, right? You wouldn't record your actions. I definitely think he recorded that thinking it was going to take down trolls. Do you know what I mean? But it just backfired because at the time he had a big channel on, where was it? Brand YouTube. He was doing live streams with Sonia Polton. That would have slungshot him into, you know, multiple demographics. He would have got a lot of subs from that. And then that all fell apart. There's Steve. Hope you're keeping well, mate. And that's what I have to tell people. That's people were saying, oh, they're bought subs, James, right? I don't. Maybe he could have. He knows if you buy subs on YouTube, your channel just gets shut down. It won't get any. It won't get any traction, right? But if you anybody that spoke about the Philip Schofield stuff, their channel is suffering now for some reason because that topic leads into multiple conspiracies to do with the BBC. Where's that butterfly again? And I don't know
That.
if there's some topics you can't speak about on YouTube. They'll just shut you down. All right, Jay. Have a good night, mate. I'm thinking that's the way. He does have a big American audience. When I say big, maybe not massive, but I get what you're saying. 100% Solway. Like the whole Philip Schofield thing was massive, right? It was big. People were getting thousands of views out of it. But then it came to a point where people were getting thousands of views. Like there was one channel called Murad Morali, and he was speaking about this. And I remember speaking to Adrian Allen, because me and Adrian would speak behind the scenes, and he was like I like Murad, but the videos were just pumped out,
Puppy.
like constantly pumped out. It's not really he's not really telling us what we don't already know. It's just for the sake of speaking about it. And I think when it comes to that, then you're not really doing your audience any justice because you need to bring something different to the table. That's why I only really speak about him if I'm able to bring new information. I've noticed that. I seen he done a live stream the other day for a guy that's coming up to 800,000 subscriptions to have 80 people in their chat. Now, that's one of two things. Either he just hit it at a bad time, or possibly his channel's shadow banned. I've looked at Sean's channel like a mod for him now and again, whenever I can, and I definitely think there's a bit of a shadow ban, and it's happening all over. Small YouTubers, big YouTubers, you know, and people say, well, stop talking shite, Ronan. Well, I here's one, right? So you've got a guy called Jesse on Fire, right? And he's got two channels. He had Jesse on Everything and Jesse on Fire. Now, he spoke about conspiracies on the Jesse on Everything channel, and they were going to shut that channel down because he was talking about the World Health Organization and all the stuff that went on over the past 4 years. They sent him an email saying, not only we're going to take this channel, but see your main channel with over 100,000 subscriptions. We're going to take that too. And if you look at Jesse's channel since he shut down the Jesse on Everything channel, he doesn't get the same traction, he doesn't get the same views. I remember he was getting like 100,000 views per video. Now he would barely maybe get 40. And that's a shadow ban. No, Andrew Tate's channel wasn't shadow banned, it was demolished. They took him off ASAP. And here's one, right? So people laugh at me whenever I say this. So they take Andrew Tate's channel, right? They wipe him off social media. And the only place that he can really post is Rumble. But see, whenever he's in prison, they implement Bottom G. So there's Top G, which is Andrew Tate. Now, have you noticed that guy, Bottom G? The flamboyant Andrew Tate lookalike who does like all the feminine dancing. While he's in jail, Bottom G rises up through the ranks and starts getting the views. Like, listen, I don't care if you're gay, straight, or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But it's like, why would you do that whenever he's in prison? Do you know what I mean? But you have to understand, right? When it comes to the Andrew Tate thing, like I'm holding back a little bit to speak on that because I think there's a lot more that goes into that. Because see, when you've got a guy, right? Obviously, I went through the whole DH situation, and I know that a person can be pleading innocent and they're 100% guilty. So I look at that situation and go, well, I need the full information to come out. As it stands, we don't have the full information in regards to Andrew Tate. I don't want to say, oh, he's innocent or he's guilty, because for all I know, the man could be guilty. I don't think he's guilty of human trafficking. I'll tell you that. I don't think he's guilty of that. But um, I'm hearing that, I don't want to mention any names, but I'm hearing of a few women in England that made allegations against Andrew Tate, and that's one of the reasons why he fled to Romania. I'm just saying, listen, you have to be unbiased. Do you know what I mean? You have to, if there's something comes out about him, something comes out about him. Where's the? I'll be fair play, man, for anybody. Like, just give me a bottle of whiskey and I'm sweet. And if they pull out, the fair play,
Well,
man,
I'll tell you.
I'll probably will let him out. Yeah. And if one of them pulls out, I'll step in. Did he? That's interesting, James. There's a lot more that goes into that man's life, like. Aye, listen, I'll be fair play, man, but just don't expect me to be nice. You know, I can be a bit of a horrible cunt, like. There's no. But yeah, if they want me to be fair play, man, I will be fair play, man. I won't take any shit. What rules is it? So if it's bare knuckle, is there a clinch or no clinch? Gypsy rules or no gypsy rules? Is it MMA? Because if it's MMA, you know, or is it dirty go? Is it? Is it a dirty go? Incognito. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Tristan used to work at Archer's Gym. Could be a really good place for me to start looking into that, because obviously all the information of their fame is out online, but what you really want to know is what's the public perception of them before fame. a prison fight. So when somebody tells me prison fight, that's biting a weapon, kicking, punching, elbows, eye gouging, dick kicking, finger up the bum, tied up and then graped. Is that what they're doing here? I don't think I'd be complicit in one of these boys tying somebody up and graping somebody. So no, I'm out. So if it's in all fairness, if it's prison rules, then what do you need a fair play man for? Time. Sure, like you can just get a stopwatch. You don't need a fair play man if it's prison rules, unless they're saying, look, we're going to fight here for 15, 20 minutes straight, no rounds, and we just need you to step in if somebody is about to die. But even then, prison rules, I have to let them die. If he comes to me and says prison rules, I have to let him die. Sorry, mate, he's caving your skull in there. Like, you're telling me this is prison rules. I can't even intervene here. I have to let you die. You see, I'm getting this information, James, on Tate, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, right? He's got such an army on YouTube of these young men that need guidance, and they take it from Tate. That whenever you start pointing out certain things to do with Tate, like the fact that, you know, so one of the bad points is that he's very, look. I don't know if it's a bad point, but he's definitely got a form of grandiose narcissism. Like, he thinks, oh, look at me, look at me. But at the same time, he can be very respectful. I've seen him on a stream where he was respectful to everybody. I agree with 90% of what he's saying. What I'm looking at here is he guilty, or how many allegations of sexual assault does he have on him, and why did he move to Romania? And not only did he move to Romania, but he got involved in the casino world in Romania, which means he was involved in some type of criminality. Did he move there because he wanted to make money? Okay, fair play. Or did he move there because of people making allegations against him? Like, you have to understand, Andrew Tate was trolled by women whenever he was younger. He admits this, that women didn't treat him good. He was considered a geek. And this whole persona that he has now is because the way women treated him back in the day. Kate Moss, you're the. Do you know what? He said Kate Moss, right? So I guarantee Incognito is about between the ages of 36 and 45, no more than 50. Because Kate Moss is my era of model. Now, beggars can't be choosers, but what I will say here is that she isn't my cup of tea, but listen, she's a nice looking woman. No. That's what I'm hearing that, James. I'm hearing that. You're not the first person to say that to me. There's a few places that he had to get out of. I'm going to end this stream now. Have a good evening, everybody. James, thank you for the information. Solway, it's always good to see you in. Same as you. Incog, Stevie Boy, um, Lucifer, Noel, Wills, official topic talk. Oh, there's Mobland. Jesus, didn't even see your comment there, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Um, and everybody that's watching. So I'm gonna just cut this dead here. So peace out, people.